cool one to show off. It took a minute to build this Batman build. Uh, one of the parts we were doing come from my buddy, and we had an issue with customs getting stuff over, but we finally got the dial, and the dial, there we go, and the dial in person, holding it, it appears to be some sort of like wrapped vinyl, but it's screen printed on lume. So we've got a lume Batman. Hopefully it'll show for a little bit in the daytime if we fully charge it with UV. There we go. So yeah, in person it feels like it's looks like it's vinyl kind of wrapped on there whenever you kind of get up close to it and kind of look at it. So we're doing the Batman based on year for him. So with that Batman, we did a black cerakoted case, Batman logo here with a couple little logos on the side. Did the same one on the crown, and then we did Batman here logo on the clasp. And then something we did that's pretty cool is, let's get it to focus on this. We black cerakoted the band, and then we lasered off Gotham City. And then I put the band on to where when you're wearing it, you would roll that way and it's straight up and down. So when you take off links, you're going to end up taking off links, towards the bottom. So when you pop these off, there's a reference point in there to see it says to push down. So you're going to pop them out, you're going to reapply them back up through. But just stick close. Obviously, you're going to have to stick close to the clasp, but just go in the same area. Obviously, don't jump on. It wouldn't make well for the picture on there. But this will probably fit about an 8-inch wrist. So I'd probably be pulling off 2 on each side, possibly a third. I'm somewhere in that like 7.3, 7.4 inch wrist. So where you're going to have the bulk of your pictures, obviously from a link or two up over on both sides. So just all I'm saying is stick with the side that you do it in. So that was a little extra surprise for you on this build. So did not discuss that part and thought we could do something cool. So we did a black cerakoted case instead of a silver case. I did one of my black PVD bezels. It's already done up this way with the accents and everything put on there, which is critical because otherwise you won't be able to know what time it is. I mean, you'd know what time it is, but you wouldn't be able to get a specific good time without something like this. So what I do with this is I make sure that the 15's aligned. Obviously, you can just make sure you're square at the top. And I always refer to this kind of as a Batman case because of how it kind of has little ears that point up on the side. But you're going to align your top, or you're going to align your your 15 minute here. For whenever you set your time, obviously this is going to tick off for your minute. So as long as you've got your 15 set up pretty decently on that, this is a non-clickable bezel, so you can turn it left and you can turn it right. You're just going to put it where you need it. The Cerakote makes it stick on there just a little bit tighter, and but you can turn it left and right. You just want to make sure you have it aligned whenever you're setting a specific minute. Otherwise, you have no real point of reference on there unless it's exactly at 12 o'clock or something like that. Low profile exhibition caseback, black rotor, stainless steel movement holder in there. And that is the build. So as a reference, the bezel will turn left, will turn right. You just go with whatever you need done on there. It doesn't come out to the edge, so it shouldn't get accidentally bumped around. So it should literally only take input whenever you're putting it on it itself. It's an automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, you can wear it, you can put it in a watch winder. But if it's dead or you're not going to be very active, make sure you wind it up just a little bit to make sure you keep time throughout the day. And how you do that is you back the crown off the threads until you hear it clicking. At that point, you can wind, and a wind is a turn that way. Turning it towards you doesn't do anything, but it's a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and just go back and forth to wind. If you do this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on, even if you're not very active, you'll keep time throughout the day. And if you do it for something closer to 20 seconds, you're going to max out that 31-hour power reserve, which is what I do because I'm not wearing around the watch to make sure it's running. Made sure that it has kept perfect time for, what is it, a day and a half now? I'll just come back in and wind it a little bit. But see, if you just do something like this, you should be able to pick it up the next morning or whatever and not have to wind it if you're going to be running out the door, etc., etc. But whenever you're good, just pull it to the one and only click, and now you can set your time. It does not have a hacking movement, so it's just going to keep going. And you've got a wobble crown that deflects a lot of the pressure from going into the stem and into the movement, so when you're pushing and prying on it, it's not bending anything. So all you've got to do, if you don't like that, is just kind of hold it straight. But if you are pushing and prying on it, you will feel that it's rolling with it. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 1:39 p.m.
1:39. So, just make sure we're around up on 15. There we go. Push it over, get it out of that time setting, and screw it back down. And then we're good. And that is your build. And I happen to have a couple extra things that I'm throwing in here with this. Obviously, wife makes color matching beads. She wanted to put a little bit of blue in there and give it a little bit of a pop of color and stay kind of with a Batman theme. So, matching beads. We did a matching box, and I happen to have a buddy who had some Batman fabric, so we did you a pillow. And then my buddy Joel Abernathy over at Leather Creations had sent me this and said, whenever you build a watch, use it on a watch. Granted, we built this watch to be the way it is. You could always use this on that watch, or you can just put this on another watch that you've got. But you've got nice vintage Batman and very similar little bat ears like the case. So Batman leather, you can use it on another 22 millimeter lug. His reference here, Leather Creations, is right here. So thank you so much, dude. This actually, I feel like, kind of ties in nicely with the build. Even if he doesn't use it on the build, this is a nice piece to have with it. Like I said, another 22 millimeter watch, you can swap it over. You could even swap it over on this if you'd like. These are held on with quick disconnects. So you just push this down. So instead of having to reach in there and pry, which is kind of key on a cerakoted case, just think of like your car paint, right? You put the one end in, get it close, you pull this down, which is hard to do looking through a Google camera. So I'm going to do it not looking through the camera. Push it in, push that part down, and then you're just gonna walk it in. Of course, I say it's easy to do until I try and do it in front of a camera. It's literally like a 2-second thing. So, you know what? This is what happens sometimes whenever you're just trying to do something live and do something quick and simple. We'll just get a little bit more room so I can reach and do this. There it is. I wasn't getting this pin put in down there properly. Man, just to show you something how quick and easy it is, ended up being not quick and not easy. So, but it's quick and it's easy. Whenever you get frustrated or you're trying to hurry, of course everything goes downhill. So with your build, you're going to get a couple other things. You're going to get watch cleaner. This is good on all glass and metal parts of this watch as a whole. Non-streaking, non-toxic, non-residue. And you're going to get some fine scratch remover. Now what this is this is for your acrylic glass. You can scratch it, but if you do, just to buff it out, put a tiny bit on there, buff against it using your included microfiber. Generate some heat with your thumb and you will buff that out. Now on the paint, on the cerakote, which is put on and then baked on, if you scratch that, you've scratched that. So it's like you're wearing a car with in between paint and rhino liner. It's baked on, and it's this is used on guns. It's abrasion resistant, but it's not rubbing it on concrete resistant. So if you do that, you kind of out of luck there. It's a stainless steel under this black. So but that is the build. Sorry I had to fumble through some parts of it there, but this is my second Batman watch I've done, and appreciate my buddy in India that finally got this for me. Like I said, it got stuck in customs, so we got this done a little bit after Christmas when we intended to get it done before Christmas, and we had done a few little upgrades on here since it was a Christmas gift, and of course did not quite get it out in time, so this is the 31st. So hope he enjoys it. Thank you, Dylan, for reaching out and wanting me to build you a watch for your boy. So I hope he loves it, and I appreciate your support a ton. And if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos where I do easy things that are quick but take a long time, definitely subscribe, because they will get blown out of proportion and it will be way longer than it needs to be. So until next time, thanks guys.